put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Thursday, the 12th day of June 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kambi. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and it's good to be here once again. Yes, we have a lot to discuss with you all this morning. We have some very, very interesting interviews, but it's good that we are up, we are alive, and we are getting ready to go. Adana, how has your morning been so far?
Well, it's early days, Hakilabi, early days, the morning just started, and I thank God for life. I know the past couple of mornings was very, very rainy, very wet morning, difficult to leave the house sometimes, even to get into the studio. So I'm thankful that I didn't have to battle through my umbrella, trying to close the door at the same time, coming down the steps, all of these things. And while we do need the rain, because as I mentioned before, the dry season was really, really dry. But I'm happy to be here this morning. The morning air is always something that lifts my spirit. When I breathe in the fresh morning air, and there's little activity happening on my way to work, I really feel a sense of purpose when I do that, and as opposed to when we leave and there's so many people on the outside, you're kind of battling through, okay, let me get here, let me get things done. But so far my morning has been okay. What about you?
It's been pretty good. I got up, did some wares in the kitchen, packed my lunch, a little excited for that. I've set my day ready. I set my day, I'm ready to go, and I feel good about it. Sometimes when you get that good night's rest and you wake up early in the morning, like you said, you get the fresh air, you feel really good and you feel excited about the day. So yeah, I'm really excited for what the day has to.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you as well, Akilabi. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for all our viewers who are locked on this morning to have conversations with us. Of course, we have the conversations that we need to have here in the Tobago space. If you are from Tobago, you have any interest in Tobago, we talk about things that impact our lives right here, and we're always so happy that you are here with us, whether you are on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel, leaving your comments. We see you, we appreciate you, we acknowledge you, and of course, we thank you so very much for choosing us. You are the sole reason why we are #1 for morning show here on the island of Tobago. And those of you who are viewing on AMPLIA 102 or Floor 121 or 130, of course, we welcome you as well this morning, and we encourage you to tell your family far and wide, whether they are right here in Tobago, Trinidad, the Caribbean region, wherever they are, that this is your time to lock on, because you're going to have those conversations. But before we have those conversations, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, June 12, 2025. As the MV Cabo Star prepares for dry docking from July 12 to August 3rd, key stakeholders are collaborating to maintain smooth cargo transport between Trinidad and Tobago. The Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago has outlined interim measures to ensure uninterrupted service. During a strategic meeting yesterday, Minister Jerlene John in the Ministry of Works and Transportation and THA Chief Secretary Fali Augustine discussed inter-island connectivity and the port development. Both leaders emphasized cooperation, dialogue, and stakeholder inclusion. The ministry affirms its commitment to people-centered, sustainable infrastructure that supports Tobago's growth and ensures minimal disruption during the transmission. Up next, Parliament reconvenes on June 13th with a packed agenda that may include key appointments to the police service and the tabling of potentially exclusive Auditor General's report. Nominations for Acting Superintendent Alistair Govero as Commissioner of Police and Assistant Commissioner Wayne Meister as Deputy Commissioner are listed, but debate remains unconfirmed. Also expected is the laying of the 2024 Auditor General's report, which Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bissessar hinted could contain contain serious revelations. The session marks the 13th Parliament's full sitting and will also feature key legislative bills led by new ministers. And finally, young voices will take center stage today as 17 primary schools gather at the Assembly Legislature in Scarborough for the second primary preliminary debate. The initiative, created by Presiding Officer Abby Taylor, aims to familiarize children with governance and the operations of the legislature. Debate facilitator Ajay Allen said students will discuss the impact of autonomy and self-governance on Tobago's youth, exploring topics such as employment, legislation, and government powers. After weeks of training, students are prepared and eager, promising a dynamic and thought-provoking session starting at 10 a.m. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. And of course, interesting things coming out of the news. Two things, well, all of them actually I would really like to speak on, but primarily I'm looking at the Auditor General's report and also the nominations for Top Cop and Deputy Top Cop. They're coming out from the Police Service Commission. What are you guys thinking? Not hearing a certain name being mentioned among them. What are you guys thinking in terms of the nominations?
Well, for me, I know Mr. My Star, but the other Guevara, I've never really heard of him before. I don't know what his track record is, but for him to get to that point of being nominated, that means he may have had decades of experience within the service. But we tend to, in my opinion, I think we tend to be going in a circular motion in terms of our commissioners of police. We keep appointing persons based on the number of years they have in service, their familiarity with the police service, and we tend to not get the kind of results that we expect from these persons. I'm not saying that is going to be the case this time, but based on the past track record of the various police police service commissions, I don't see, and I don't mean to sound negative, but I don't have much hope personally for things being better.
And you know, you're talking about, you mentioned some of the criteria that you have noticed. Is there, or do you know of any set criteria? What are the policies in terms of selecting somebody? Because we did bring in somebody from Canada a couple of years ago. That was Commissioner Gibbs. We brought him in. So he wasn't a part of our policing or police service. So what we need to find out is what are the criteria? What is their policy guideline? How do you select somebody? What are the qualities you are looking for? And how do you measure if that person has reached those criteria to get to the position? Because I tell you what, the Commissioner of Police is one of the highest offices in any country, and primarily here in Trinidad and Tobago, because they are the ones responsible for strategy. Yes. Right, because and fighting crime is a strategic thing, because now you have to get into the mind of somebody who participates in criminal activity, and you have to kind of know where they're going before they go. If you understand what I'm saying, you really have to have some sort of experience or expertise in strategy, studying criminal activity, criminal behavior. So I would, one thing we should take on, and I believe we would, is to find out what are the guidelines in terms of selecting a commissioner of police, or even nominating somebody, putting somebody up for nomination for commissioner, because it is a very, very important position that should be managed well.
So I know that I know that they have very stringent criteria and a long list. I can't say in particular what those things are, but I know it's very stringent. The process is a long process in choosing a commissioner of police. But for some reason, I think there's a fixation on finding somebody within Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm not saying anybody within Trinidad and Tobago can't do the job, but it's just that sometimes to solve a problem, the people within the system can't really solve the problem. They don't have the perspective to solve the problem. And so sometimes we might have to look outside, and I think that's what we tried to do with Gibbs and Iwatsky, but we saw how that turned out.
What are your thoughts? Where this is
well, while we are at it, wondering what are the criteria to be selected for these positions, right? I was reading an article where Mr. I believe it is, can't can't remember his name now, but he is saying that, you know, while they have these nominees, he prefer that, you know, you come to the public and let us know, well, how or what the process was to be selecting these nominees. So my question still remains, what are the criteria?
Yeah, it's something that we really need to do some research, and I think, as I said before, this media house will take the responsibility to do some research to find out what exactly are the criteria to get there. And is there a policy guideline? Is it just the criteria, or do you have other elements to it as well? Because we've had people traditionally, we have people from Trinidad and Tobago, and at one time when we went to Canada to get Gibbs and, you know, Iwatski, and it didn't turn out the way we hoped. And I don't know, I can't say that any commissioner of police will get everything on the head, the nail on the head. I mean, I expect that there will be things that will be happening that we might not be able to manage. But in terms of at least, let me get at least 80%, you know, and I don't know if that's a tall order, but that is something that we really have to study and get into. But Bianna, there is something else that you mentioned, your last news story there, you know, is happening today?
Yes, the primary plenary sitting is today, and I'm eager to hear the discussions.
That's right, you know, so you guys got to tune in. Is it, what time is it starting? Is it 10 a.m.?
10 a.m., yes.
10 a.m. So tune into the Assembly Legislature page as we go through that plenary sitting today, youth plenary, the plenary sitting today. So I do hope that you are able to participate, to of course lend their support where that is concerned. All right, Bianna, thank you so much for being on set with us this morning. We do hope that you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout outs. And of course, as you are aware, we here in Tobago, at Tobago Updates Television, we like to celebrate. We love a good celebration, and we say happy birthday this morning to Ariel Wallace. Ariel Wallace is celebrating a birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday today.
We carry on with the celebrations, and we say happy birthday to Mr. Keyshawn Morton. Happy birthday, Mr. Keyshawn Morton. Okay, you're looking very dapper there in your suit, and we know you're going to dress up special today, because today is your special day. We pray God's richest blessings on your life. We pray that you'll be safe in this weather and this environment as you go out to celebrate, and you take some time off to reflect on God's blessings in your life and how you want to move forward. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Morton.
And happy belated birthday goes out to Miss Kyuki Melville. She celebrated yesterday. Kyuki celebrated her birthday yesterday, and we say happy belated birthday to you. Kyuki, don't think we didn't see that song rendition from your brother yesterday. It had me cracking up while I was scrolling through social media pages yesterday afternoon. A happy belated birthday to you, fine lady, and I do hope that you have an amazing season as you enter this new chapter of your life. God's blessings to you, and happy birthday.
And we say happy birthday to Miss Giselle Drew. Happy birthday to you, Miss Giselle Drew, my good friend Giselle. We wish you God's richest blessings. I know the team here at Tobago Updates is going to treat you real nice. Real nice. And they're going to give you lots of gifts and love and cheer. And we hope you spend it with family, friends, and you have the best day possible. Happy birthday to you, Miss Drew.
Of course, and you know, we here at Tobago Updates Television, we continue to send birthday greetings to you. Even though we don't have your photographs and you're not celebrating a birthday, perhaps you're celebrating an anniversary, you're celebrating a promotion, a new car, a new house, whatever you are celebrating, we here at Tobago Updates Television, we join in the celebration with you. But we remind you also to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. All right, so Akilabi, who are we having conversations with this morning in studio?
So this morning we have in studio, first up, we have on a call Dr. Nayan Gasby-Dolly, and she will be speaking about dealing with violence in schools. You know, Dana, we've had a lot of incidents of school violence across Trinidad and even in Tobago. So she will be talking about the matter. We know that the Prime Minister would have stated that she is going to be doing expulsions and prosecution of those students that end up fighting in schools. After that, we're going to have Assemblyman Sonny Craig, who's the Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Chief Secretary, and he's coming to speak to us about the Seedling Distribution Initiative. And finally, we're going to have in studio with us Amelia Cipriani, who is the CEO and founder of Ivy Drugs Limited, and she's going to speak to us about women in business.
Thank you so much, Akinlabi. So viewers, of course, you heard who we are having conversations with in studio this morning, and we want you to be a part of it. Remember, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel. Let us know what you think. We want you to be a part of the conversation as well. And for those of you who are viewing us on AMPLIA 102 and floor 121 or 130, we welcome you again this morning, and we thank you so much. We have to go for a short break before we begin conversations in studio, and as we go, we invite you to help us.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back.
Saving up to go. Anything we not backing down, like a bomb we ready to explode. Ain't gonna wait until my back against the wall. Ain't gonna.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Assemblers, I'm Kaylee Andrews, presiding officer for the second annual primary plenary debate happening Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 10 a.m. inside the Assembly Chamber. Autonomy, autonomy, autonomy. 19 bold young voices are ready to shake the island as they tackle the big question. How does autonomy affect us youth? With courage, clarity, and conviction, we're stepping up and speaking out. Join us live in the chamber or tune in on YouTube and Facebook. We are bold, brilliant, and just getting started. Thursday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Listen, we little, but we talawa. Don't miss it.
Tobago. This Labor Day, June 19th, API Music and Timeless Vibes Promotions kicks off Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend 2025 with Plymouth Love, featuring Jazz at Dawn, 6:30 a.m. till noon, with Franz Job, Prince Unique, and much more. Then kicking it old school. 6 p.m. to midnight, featuring Oscar B, Andre J. Donowa, Joe Archer, and a very special guest, K. Alan Maloney, all at Plymouth Tennis Court Car Park. This entire celebration is in support of K's medical expenses. Just $200 per event, or experience both events for only $300. Tickets are available at Barcode, Nalandez Bar, and Island E-Tickets. Events supported by Frankie Tours, Bermuda's Biscuits, Tobago Updates, Street 91.9, Radio Toco, Stone Tower Studio, Eye for Design, and Click. Plymouth Love, one community, sunrise to sunset.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Lights, cameras, dance. Our 12th edition on Saturday the 12th of July, 5 p.m. The Shore Park Cultural Complex Auditorium. See our dancers, all ages, compete in waltz, jive, rumba, salsa, mambo, and much more. Our Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Who will take home the Mirrorball Trophy? Mrs. Takiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Miss Lynette Louis, vocalist entertainer. Mrs. Cassandra Thompson Forbes, journalist and Tobago correspondent. Mr. Javon Carrington, founder and head trainer of Dosfit Studios. And Mr. Julian Skeet, administrator and former TV host. After show, dance party with DJ Santa out of Trinidad. Early bird tickets, adults $200, children $75, and general tickets, adults $250 and children $100. Get your early bird tickets now from Dance Ensemble members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford the 24 gas station in Canaan, and the Shore Park Cultural Complex box office. For more information, you call 772-9049 and 340-5758. You can't miss this one.
This year, Bishop's High School Tobago celebrates its 100th anniversary. 100 years of shaping leaders, visionaries, and change makers. On Saturday, June 14th, 6 p.m. at Bishop's High School, the BHS Centennial Committee presents Men in Leadership, a live national forum with 4 distinguished Bishopians in a powerful dialogue discussing law, politics, religion, and national leadership. Moderated by award-winning journalist and Bishopian Ira Mathur. Join the conversation. Sign up for free at bishopstobago100.com or on Facebook. Watch it live, online. Don't miss it.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning by speaking with Dr. Nyan Gatsby-Dolly, former Minister of Education. And we're going to be having a very interesting conversation this morning. As you are aware, we have been experiencing some situations in schools where there's fightings in schools and all sorts of upheavals there. And we're talking about the comments that are out there in the social spaces, as well as the policies that should be implemented to ensure that school violence is managed well and the perpetrators themselves are treated according to the crime they commit. Good morning and welcome. Right, a pleasant morning, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to head straight on into the conversation this morning. We're talking directly about dealing with violence in schools. And we have been seeing over a period of time where, it seems as if this thing is out of control. One moment you might be having so much school violence, and then you might have a situation that might be a little bit under control, and then a resurgence. And now we're trying to figure out, what do we do in these circumstances? How do we deal with persons who act out violently in schools against their peers. But before we even get to that, my primary question has always been and will always be, do we attend to what is happening before the violence breaks out? Because I feel as if we are always trying to find a cure, rather a plaster for a sore rather than a cure for something that has been birthed a very long time ago. What is your position where that is concerned before we go into what we should do after the crime is committed?
How we deal with school violence? Because before violence erupts, there are children who are hurting, children who are troubled, and that is where we have to address the issue. And that ties in directly with how we address the issue. So you're quite correct there that, dealing with the hurt that children are feeling, dealing with the pain that children feel, whether it's from grief, trauma, whether it is from a home that is divided, these are the things that we have to narrow in to before the violence erupts. And that's why that ties into the way we deal with it, yes.
In some schools there are guidance counselors that provide that measure of support to students, both in the primary school and the secondary school. I know for certain in Tobago, and I'm not sure to what measure in Trinidad. But do you believe that having student support services, guidance counselors in schools have helped that situation in any way at all?
Most definitely. As a matter of fact, in Trinidad, what we did was to identify the schools where we had the most infractions, not just the violence, but also other things that would cause suspension. You would imagine that vaping, smoking, those things are also very large on the infraction list. So we identified those schools. We had 26 secondary schools, and we hired specifically school social workers dedicated to those schools and guidance counselors. And we also, in 11 of those schools, introduced restorative practices, because those officials of the student support services, they are the ones who can connect with the students and allow them to release the pain, the trauma, the hurt, the anger, and teach them how to deal with those things before it erupts into fight. So it's correct, yes.
All right. And, in the instances where it probably might not work or some of those students are not reached and the situation erupts in the school system, children are being beaten, all sorts of things are happening in the school systems, right? Especially children who come from homes that they really need a lot of intervention even before the school system, even before they come to school with the guidance counselors. They probably need social workers in the homes. There are some communities that we can identify as communities that need additional support. And so we also have to look at those communities as well to provide that measure of support. But we're talking now about the instance where in the school it is happening. Violence is happening. Violence acts against children, their peers is happening. And we've heard the Prime Minister recently saying that the response to this will be expelling the students, arresting them, bringing them before the court of law. And I know that you have an opinion where this is concerned. So I want to get into your thoughts on the Prime Minister's comments and also your position in terms of what your approach would be had it been, you've been responsible, for managing our school system.
Well, I would go back to the fact that we have been describing our school violence problem since 1988 as a crisis. At that time, there was a prime minister who was, Minister of Education, who was Clive Panton. That is how long ago we've been having this issue. So it is an intractable one. It's not one that anyone has been able to completely eradicate. It's about managing the situation. Expulsion has always been it's part of the Education Act, so that is nothing that is new to the system. A student can be expelled once they break certain codes from the discipline matrix. So that's a fact. Reporting to the police, that's also routinely done. As a matter of fact, during my tenure in 2022, because I started my tenure when our students were in the COVID lockdown. So in 2022, when the students came back out, as minister, I had cause to ask the chief education officer to send out to the schools a memo that would remind them of the provisions of expulsion and the fact that they must report to the police serious infractions. So those things are not new. However, what we must focus on, because these are children, these are the future leaders of our country in different ways. And if we find a way to help them, to rehabilitate them, then that is really the path we go. So when I was minister, we formed a partnership with Tobago, and we also formed an expulsion warning system, so that when a student was heading down the road to expulsion, meaning that they needed to commit just one more infraction, we would write them a letter, write the parents a letter, and bring the parents in to discuss, listen, this is the situation, please change the course. And of course, we would apply the student support services to assist them. But if it got to the point that that student must have been expelled, and in my tenure, of course, there were students we had to expel because we needed to remove them now from the school system to protect the other students. We formed a partnership with Serval so that though the students were not able to attend their school anymore based on their behavior and their lack of transformation of their behavior, despite the best efforts, they would still have an opportunity to attend an institution where they could get some level of training, qualification, skill, so that they could lead productive lives. Because the question is, should we expel them? Should we send them to jail? What happens next? What is the burden to society if they end up as a part of the penal system, they end up as a part of the social welfare system? There's a cost to that as well.
So, Dr. Gatsby-Dolly, a lot of persons in the public space, they feel frustrated. That system that you're talking about, that process that you're talking about, they feel as though it hasn't been effective, and the violence feels as if it's going unabated. And they want to see a heavier hand in dealing with the matter. And I think that's what the Prime Minister is bringing to the table, a heavier hand, a more forceful expulsion policy, perhaps a more forceful police prosecution of these students so that they could sort of, I guess it's sort of scare them into reality. Let them know that this is a very serious infraction that they're doing. What would you say to persons that want to see the government take a more forceful, a more heavy-handed approach to school violence?
What I would say is that the important thing is what we do with our children when they are at the point where they can no longer remain in the school system. Moving them from the school system is one thing, but where do they end up? If they end up in the jail, when they come out, what exactly are their prospects? We are going to have to pay. The society is going to have to pay the eventual cost. Therefore, there are other methods that we can use to rehabilitate our students. Youth camps, and those, then the question is, what is happening to the construction of those youth camps? Is it something that is being pursued and finished? Because the youth camps are places that we can remove children from the system even before they commit acts that would result in expulsion, because we would be monitoring the students. You know the students that are causing the problems. And if we have students where we see their issues, they can be moved there even before. So you don't have to wait to be reactive, but we need those youth camps to be completed. The People's National Movement government, those were under construction, so that is one question. What is the situation with the finishing of those youth camps to be able to afford an option to help students even before it reaches there? And the question of MyLat and MyPath as well. Those are two institutions that will also serve that purpose, to assist students even before they get to the point where they commit an act that they have to be expelled from school. So the question of a heavy hand really is not the actual question we want to get to, because we have to wait until they commit the infraction. We want to reach the point, and that is the route that we were going, the Ministry of Education collaborating with the ministry responsible for youth development to create a space where we can take troubled children who we can identify very early in the system. Teachers know very well which are the ones, and you have the records. And before it gets to that point, put them into a space where their behavior can be rehabilitated, it can be transformed. So that is what I would say to that question of, a heavy hand. Yes, if we identify those students, how do we deal with that? And we were moving along in that direction. So I would like to understand, where does that fit into the plans of the present government?
Dr. Gatsby-Dolly, I want to quote something you said here from an interview you did with the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. And it says, Also relevant is the fact that there is a serious ethnic and geographic bias associated with school violence. What of those implications? Has the Prime Minister considered this? End quote. It's a bit coded, but I would like you to just explicitly tell us, what do you exactly mean by the ethnic and geographic bias associated with the school violence?
Well, that is nothing new. As a matter of fact, there's a whole seminar study that deals with children being left behind. And it speaks very clearly, and there are also many studies coming out of the University of the West Indies dealing with the fact that you have African male urban children who are the most affected by school violence, and that's nothing new. That's recorded in many different studies.
And what are the considerations would you like this present administration to give to the African male in the urban areas in order to solve the school violence?
The consideration is that if we have children who are troubled, including African male urban children, including East Indian male urban children, East Indian male rural children, East Indian female urban children, African female urban children, whoever they are, we have to find ways to rehabilitate their behavior even before it reaches to the point of expulsion. And that is the point that the People's National Movement would have been heading along that pathway. And I would like to see as a citizen that we have a plan to deal with those troubled children before it reaches to the point of them ending up in jail or expelled without option.
Dr. Gatsby Dolly, just a final question. I saw that your political counterpart in the People's National Movement, Dr. Amy Brown, offered his services to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and you seem to have a lot of experience. Would you also be willing to offer your services to the Ministry of Education?
Well, I don't even think it would reach to that, because I know that this Prime Minister has been a Minister of Education before, facing the same challenges, and has been a Prime Minister before. So I don't think it's going to reach to that at all. I think there are many qualified persons, even in the camp of the present government, that can assist in this matter. But certainly as a citizen, if I am asked to assist in any way, in any forum, I am happy to assist, even if it's just a matter of giving advice.
Dr. Gatsby Dolly, of course, we say thank you so much for joining us this morning and having this conversation with us, a very, very important conversation, because as we all are aware, the children who are in school now will be our future leaders. They will be the ones to take the mantle and to manage the country. And so most of what you've said, you've been speaking about getting to the root of the situation and providing a measure of support before they get into situations of violent behavior. And I'm hoping that those things can be revisited. I'm hoping that the type of support that is needed for communities, for homes, and for children in school is afforded to them so that they understand the way that we need to behave among our peers, the way we need to treat each other, and the way we need to deal with personal issues, that it will not erupt into a situation that, of course, disrupts the entire school system. Because I'm sure that you want to retire peacefully, so do I. I want to ensure that the persons who are governing, Trinidad and Tobago are well grounded, and that we have a place that we can relax and feel free and safe. And so I do look forward to conversations with the government of the day to ensure that those things are implemented, not just discussed, not just an idea, not just a pie in the sky, but that we actually have action. Because one thing we mentioned here on this set is that sometimes we hear the nice conversations in interviews and what you would do and what you would have done, but in terms of the actual implementation is what we are looking forward to, and to holding our ministers and the persons who are responsible accountable to ensuring policies are implemented so that our children can be safe in our schools and our communities can come back to a place where, you're your neighbors, you look out for your neighbor, and that's what we really want Trinidad and Tobago to go back to. So I thank you for your contribution to this conversation. I thank you, of course, for the policies that you implemented in your time, the things that you brought to the table, and all the suggestions you made this morning. And I do hope that they will bear fruit somewhere, somehow, and in the very, very near future. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful day today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Dr. Nayan Gatsby-Dolly. She's a former Minister of Education, and there we were talking about violence in schools. And Akilabi, I do hope that the conversations that we have, they transcend beyond these types of interviews, that they transcend beyond public consultations, that they transcend beyond writing a note or a minute or something, some executive order. I want it to transcend into action, actionable steps. And I really want the persons who are responsible for governing us to really go back. I don't want you to treat up a situation. I really want you to get to the root of it and eradicate it. Because you're giving yourself more work when you're trying to fix the problem that has already happened. How about we see what is the cause of the problem and deal with the cause rather than the outcome? So here's the hoping for the best where that is concerned.
We really have to hope for the best for that.
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Assemblers, I'm Kaylee Andrews, presiding officer for the second annual primary plenary debate happening Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 10 a.m. inside the Assembly Chamber. Autonomy, autonomy, autonomy. 19 bold young voices are ready to shake the island as they tackle the big question. How does autonomy affect us, the youth? With courage, clarity, and conviction, we're stepping up and speaking out. Join us live in the chamber or tune in on YouTube and Facebook. We are bold, brilliant, and just getting started. Thursday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Listen, we little, but we talawa. Don't miss it.
Tobago, this is your chance to lock in the brunch experience of the summer. Sun up.
Real bad girl get nasty.
The brunch inclusive edition, the ultimate party in the East, where vibrant flavors, refreshing cocktails, and electrifying vibes collide. It's happening on Saturday, July 5th from 3 p.m. at Deltec Compound, Argyle. Bring your coolers, bring your crew, and brunch, sip, and vibe in style. This is the flavorful escape you've been waiting for. Grab your tickets now at Barcode, Pablo Supermarket, Lost Restaurant and Lounge, Deltec Compound, and committee members. Sun up. It's more than a brunch. It's an experience.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games, and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to all our viewers to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we have in studio with us Assemblyman Sonny Craig, who is the Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Chief Secretary, and he's going to be talking to us about the Seedling Distribution Initiative. Good morning and welcome, sir.
A pleasant good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here twice in 1 week. Yeah, it's a real pleasure. Let me say good morning, especially to the residents of my district, Buku, Mount Pleasant, and Canaan. And of course, the wider Tobago, Trinidad, and as far as we are being seen this morning. Yeah.
Okay, so just let's get right into it and tell us, what is this Seedling Distribution Initiative really about?
Okay, so everyone would admit that we don't plant the way we used to in Tobago. And we want to encourage, in my district at least, we want to encourage persons to return to planting. With the advent of the rainy season, and we see the rains are upon us in earnest, I have noticed that every time the rain falls at this time of year, until you see rain flies, the rain then really starts. And I saw rain flies over the last couple of days, so I know this is it. And when you do the assessment as to how many millions of gallons of water is wasted, that is not harvested, and the potential on the land, if we have something growing, the potential is so enormous. I think that we need to, as Tobagonians, take advantage of that. So at my district manager, Mr. Dexter Brooks, he came up with the idea, and we, as a team, we decided to run with it, to give out free seedlings to commence this rainy season. So he led the charge, and on Monday, the 16th of June, that's at 9 in the morning, we begin at the Mount Pleasant Community Center to give away seedlings to persons who are interested in trying their hand. And of course, it's themed, when you choke, you look. So if you never plant, you can reap, you know, simple. It's a simple old time Tobago sentence. When you choke, you look. Yes?
So what type of seedlings would you be giving out come Monday the 16th?
We're thinking about doing, we're doing lettuce, pak choy, tomatoes, flavor pepper, among others. We're still trying to source some coconut, some banana suckers, some plantain suckers. And we're looking to see if we could encourage even the people who do not think that they have space to plant. And that's why I brought a few of my specials from my home. I store these in the front of my home, and this is something I came up with on my own. Because being in the office of the Chief Secretary, I also have the responsibility for managing the recycling drive in Tobago. And we have too many of these plastic containers just going to waste. And I sat in my yard one day and I coined this invention. And not too long after, I was going through YouTube. And you know the Chinese are inventing all the time.
Yes.
And I saw this identical thing. So I would not attempt here to try to put a copyright on this, because I don't know when they came up with the idea.
Right.
But sometimes, and it's not the first time, I've come up with ideas before. And when I thought I was alone, I realized that somebody else had done it already.
Yes.
In the field of, in the use of tires, in the recycling of tires, I used tires to restrain a bank that was continually eroding. And I went right to French Fort, and I saw somebody using tires to do a retainer wall, and it's an excellent option. So, but back to the agriculture. So I put this together. I want to show Tobago how I put it together, because what this has, and I don't know if the camera could come and show me the plant more specifically, but what I have here is what I call it a 1 week watering system. So over the course of 7 days, right? I fill this once, and when I fill it, it continually continues to percolate itself. So when you look at it, it's just a plastic bottle. And if your camera come back to me now, I just demonstrate quickly how I did it. Because this is something I'm going to be demonstrating at the function.
Right.
So we have here your regular water bottle. I'm hiding the brand, but this brand is the one that I use and it works beautifully. There's a automatic line where I put my cut and I cut open the water bottle. I drill a hole in the cover, right? I feed a string through it. You might see the string if you look closely. And the string, but in this case, I use a box string right here now. But the ideal string is a string from your mop, the cotton string from your mop. So my wife didn't know.
It acts as a wick. Like
yes,
a wick.
yes, right. So, and I take this in this state. Come back to me, camera. I take this and I fill this with soil. I might put some sharp sand in the bottom. I fill it with soil. I fill this part with water. Fill it with water, and then I rest this in here. This particular brand of water, the bottle fits snugly down inside. It goes to a point where it locks, right?
Okay.
It goes to a point where it locks. And so what we have here is something, and as you're sitting and watching it, it begins to get saturated from the wick inside.
Yeah.
And so you could plant, in this case, I have my Chardon Benny. We call it Shadow Benny. It's spelled like Chardon Benny, and I have here my French thyme. I think it's called oregano, right? And if you do the research, you'll realize that it's a multi-benefit plant, this oregano. So these are just two examples of what could happen if you don't have space. You could rest this on your gallery wall, you fill it once a week and just leave it and go about your life. If you could put down a few of these and when you need to use shadow bench seasoning, you just break off a leaf or two. You don't have to obliterate the plant, and there you go. What the objective here is also is people have so many stresses nowadays, and one of the greatest stresses is you never get enough funds. But when you look at it, in Tobago, at one point, we planted, I'm confident, more than half of what we consumed. I didn't do the deep research, but from my childhood, I remember Daddy having a massive peas and corn garden with yam and dasheen and everything. Well, the dasheen grew in the front yard home.
Yes.
Or in the backyard, sorry, where the water from the kitchen ran out on a piece of ground there. You take a dasheen sucker and you put one there. And after a while, every week you could get a good handful of dasheen to make a callaloo without even looking at it. And this is where I am encouraging Tobago people from the Bukuman Pleasant Kaidan district. We want to really start to push for persons to seek to cut down on that food bill. If you could cut down on the food bill, even if it will begin small, but as you go along, you'll realize how much you could save if you could plant a few things that you consume.
Okay, so just tell us what time, I don't know if you mentioned what time and
yes,
location.
So it's Monday morning at the Mount Pleasant Community Center, Canby Mount Pleasant Community Center. We begin at 9. I'll be giving away seedlings until all the seedlings are given out. So if we get a rush and we finish by 10, that's
then
it.
you finish by 10.
If we have seedlings as we go through the day, I'm going to try to do lives as we go through the day so persons could see where we are and you'll be able to come down because we still have seedlings. We're looking at also having 2 other features. These would be where we have Shania's agricultural supplies. They would come by and put a little installation close by, because even if you're getting the seedlings free, there might be other supporting entities that will make your crop come well.
Yes.
And so he'll be doing little sales of small packs of fertilizer, because like this oregano I have here, you will notice the leaves are a bit lighter than the regular oregano, which signifies a deficiency of some sort. So the way it is, you could sprinkle a little fertilizer around here, and it would absorb into the moist soil in the pot, and you could treat it as is and get a much better result. So you have so he'll be there. One of my good friends again, Mr. Kyle Joseph. He's a very ardent farmer in my district. Does a lot of goats and cows and so on, and even has his own goat race product now. So he is going to be coming there with small portions of manure that you could buy manure if you care to. At small prices, $15, you know. But what we're saying is, if you have not planted in a while, this is an opportunity for you to just take a few seedlings, and from those seedlings we'll be giving out in just 4s or 6. Nobody ain't getting a whole crate to go.
And it deals with the issue that persons have with space too. So
correct. But this is just one suggestion. We're not limiting you. You have an old fridge in the backyard there, you want to put it on the back flat and throw a lot of trees and logs inside of there and then bring it up and taper it off with some soil and plant. We want to encourage people in our district, and not just our district, because if you're not from Bukom and Pleasant Canaan and you care to come and be a part of the program, hey, by all means, come, but you will not get as much as my resident constituents.
Okay, all right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Sonny Craig, Assemblyman Sonny Craig, and the Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Chief Secretary, talking about their seedling distribution initiative.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming in and speaking with us.
Yes.
And we wish you all the best in your initiative.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, we have to go on a short break, and when we come back, we will be talking with Ms. Amelia Cipriani, who is the CEO and founder of the IRI Drugs Limited, and she's going to be talking about women in business. But do us a favor, while we go on this break, share the live, share the live, share the live. We will be right back after these messages.
Assemblers, I'm Kaylee Andrews, presiding officer for the second annual primary plenary debate happening Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 10 a.m. inside the Assembly Chamber. Autonomy, autonomy, autonomy. 19 bold young voices are ready to shake the island as they tackle the big question. How does autonomy affect us, the youth? With courage, clarity, and conviction, we're stepping up and speaking out. Join us live in the chamber or tune in on YouTube and Facebook. We are bold, brilliant, and just getting started. Thursday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Listen, we little, but we talawa. Don't miss it.
This year, Bishop's High School Tobago celebrates its 100th anniversary. 100 years of shaping leaders, visionaries, and change makers. On Saturday, June 14th, 6 p.m. at Bishop's High School, the BHS Centennial Committee presents Men in Leadership, a live national forum with 4 distinguished Bishopians in a powerful dialogue discussing law, politics, religion, and national leadership. Moderated by award-winning journalist and Bishopian Ira Mathur. Join the conversation. Sign up for free at bishopstobago100.com or on Facebook. Watch it live, online. Don't miss it.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Lights, cameras, dance, our 12th edition on Saturday the 12th of July, 5 p.m. The Chopin Cultural Complex Auditorium. See our dancers, all ages, compete in waltz, jive, rumba, salsa, mambo, and much more. Our Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Who will take home the Mirrorball Trophy? Mrs. Takiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Miss Lynette Louis, vocalist entertainer. Mrs. Cassandra Thompson Forbes, journalist and Tobago correspondent. Mr. Javon Carrington, founder and head trainer of Dosfit Studios. And Mr. Julian Skeet, administrator and former TV host. After show, dance party with DJ Santa out of Trinidad. Early bird tickets, adults $200, children $75, and general tickets, adults $250 and children $100. Get your early bird tickets now from Dance Ensemble members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford the 24 gas station in Canaan, and the Chopin Park Cultural Complex, box office. For more information, you call 772-9049 and 340-5758. You can't miss this one.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin this segment, you remember it's Thursday, and on Thursdays we have our Woman in Business feature, yes, and this morning we're speaking with Miss Amelia Cipriani, CEO and founder of Irie Drugs Limited. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here this morning.
Of course, and a pleasure having you here as well, and of course I have to put this out there early in the interview. This is a Scarborough Methodist alma mater here, and woo,
yes,
yeah, we're representing Picton Street Scarborough Methodist, right?
Course.
So let's get into the conversation. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, for the establishment of this business. And we take pride here in Tobago Updates, of course, to celebrate with people who are celebrated, and that you've had this business been established and running and operating as the CEO, the founder. A woman in business is something that, is an encouragement to young girls and even young people in general coming up, trying to achieve some type of goal, whatever that goal might be. So tell us a little bit about Irie Drugs Limited.
Okay, so first off, Irie, it's a Caribbean word meaning feeling good or peaceful and happy. And I truly connect with that. That is who I am as a person. So I want my customers to actually come in to the pharmacy and get that experience, get that vibe, get that energy to feel good. So when they come in, yes, they may feel good or they may feel not so good, but when they leave, I'm sure you're going to leave better.
Yes, and that Irie vibe really is a Caribbean word that we use. And I was going to get to that, and there you are answering off the bat, explaining to us the meaning of Irie Drugs. And tell me a little bit about, in terms of the operation of the pharmacy. Is it a full operational pharmacy? Do you have like a chemist there, and how does it operate?
So yes, I am a pharmacist for the past 20 plus years. I am a licensed and qualified pharmacist, registered with the Pharmacy Board of Trinidad and Tobago. I am also registered and member of the Royal Pharmaceutical Society of London, the FIP, the International Federation of Pharmacists, and the American Pharmacy Association. So yes, I am the registered pharmacist at Irie Drugs. We are a regular operating pharmacy. We're open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We do regular prescriptions, OTC or over-the-counter prescriptions. We do basic health screenings like blood pressure testing, sugar testing, personalized consultations. We do compounding services as well. And people may not know what compounding services are, but basically it is where a pharmacist is able to make personalized medications to suit you, the children, the elderly, and including your pets.
And in terms of compounding, because this sounds very interesting, is it in tangent with a prescription? Is it a prescription type thing, or is it somebody comes in with a situation and you're able to assess and make the medication? How does that work?
So most of the times, 9 out of 10 times, a prescription is it comes to the pharmacy. Most of the times it comes for more pets, because it is it's a formulation that is not really there on the shelf.
Right.
It's not formulated already. So for pets, for dogs, cats, fish, turtles, the vet usually writes a particular prescription and dosage, and we have to compound it in order to ensure that the animal gets the proper treatment.
Right, that sounds very interesting. And while you're talking, in my mind, I'm thinking I did not know fish needed medication.
Some do, some
I
do.
suppose if it's a pet, and of course, situations can arise as well. How long has the business been established and in operation?
So we opened last year, November the 11th. So yesterday actually made it 7 months.
Wow,
that
congrats again.
that we are in operation.
And where is it located? Because I'm thinking, this has to be my new place of business when I have to when I have to collect my drugs, medicated drugs.
So we're located at RT Moorside Compound, Buku Road, Mount Pleasant. Of course, next to the Buku Cemetery. But so we do have a website. Our website is iridrugs.com, and you can email us as well at iridrugs868@gmail.com.
And you spoke about the fact that you've been a pharmacist for a number of years. Of course, you had been employed before.
Yes.
What gave you the inspiration and the motivation to say, hey, hang on a minute, I have what it takes and I can do this, I can invest in myself and build a legacy for myself, and of course give opportunities for other people in terms of employment and stuff like that?
Right. So, as we all know, pharmacy is a very lucrative business. I possess the skills thanks to my parents. But I am a Tobagonian. For those who didn't know, now you know. So I actually felt that in healthcare, growing up in Tobago, it should feel personal and accessible, So it's a close-knit community that we are in Tobago. And so we don't just offer filling prescriptions. We offer genuine care, advice, and education.
All right. And how has it been in terms of for the past 7 months? How have you, in terms of being your own the business owner, responsible for staff, and just seeing the business grow and thrive? How has it been for that period?
It is a very humbling experience. The support has been great. I really want to create the Irie Drugs where people it's a pharmacy, but they must feel at home, where they feel comfortable to come in and ask questions or get the support that they deserve,
And in terms of viewers looking on here now, this segment is called Women in Business. If there's a young girl, a teenager, or even a woman, an older person, 60, 70, and they're thinking they had this business idea for so very long, and the challenges that we can face, whether it be financial challenges, self-doubt, no support, what would you say to that person who is thinking about launching out into that business that they had in the back of their mind for however long?
So basically, just keep at it. You have that vision, keep at it, you work at it, be positive always. It's a positive mindset. Yes, you are going to have setbacks, but no trouble at all. Use your setbacks, channel your energies, and you can do it.
Absolutely. And of course, in closing, is there any other thing you'd like to share with our viewers this morning?
Basically, Irie Drugs. Irie Drugs, stay healthy. Live Irie. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep it healing. Let's keep it feeling good.
That's right.
And together we can do this.
That's right. And again, I must say congratulations to you, and you look out for me one of these days very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new drugstore on the island of Tobago, Irie Drugs. A feeling good. I'm now seeing the tagline there, a feeling good. And I like the Caribbean connotations behind even the tagline as well. It's right there at the Morse Head building, so you can go in there, check it out, and probably, even if you pick up some cough medicine, anything, just to show support for our woman in business, a woman doing her thing and thriving in this society that we live in now. Many, many congratulations to you, Amelia, and we look forward to great things happening there at Irie Drugs.
Thank you much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, but it's not where we end our program, and we head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago. And we do hope that as we head over, you can stay with us. And as you stay, of course, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
learn about how drugs are bad for you, how they destroy lungs, you can get cancer. I learned what marijuana and drugs can do. It can make you go to jail, it can make you bleed very, very fast, and it can give you lung cancer.
My name is Sherman Joy Charles, and I am a Behavioral Services Officer with the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention Program under the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. So we are here to commemorate World No Tobacco Day, which is celebrated annually on May the 31st. And today we have our annual Clean Air Fair, where we target Standard 5 students throughout Tobago. This morning we are targeting the Standard 5 students from the Mason Hall, Moriah, Kasara and Palsurier schools. And so we're just here to educate them on the impact of tobacco use and to give them the necessary skills that they may need to resist tobacco use. The theme for this year's initiative is actually unmasking the appeal to tobacco products. And we realize that a lot of students are now experimenting not so much with cigarettes, but more so with vapes, particularly students in the secondary school. And so this initiative was ready to capture the Standard 5 students before they get out into that high school environment where the pressure to use tobacco may increase. This was really an initiative that was born through our previous manager, Mrs. Billy Sterling Lewis, and it's just to really get the information out there to the students, really to have that intervention at an early age so that as they grow through adolescence that they can make healthy choices regarding not just tobacco use but healthy choices regarding their lifestyle. So what we want to take home is, one, tobacco use is not something that they should get involved in. There are no positive effects. So that's the first thing you want them to understand. And secondly, we want them to understand that it's okay to say no. A lot of children are experimenting because they don't know how to say no. They don't know how to resist peer pressure. So that's the second thing we want them to do. And we want them to be those persons that could go out into their schools and make a positive impact. Those persons who can mentor their own peers and give them the information that they would have received when it comes to tobacco. We want to really promote a tobacco-free Tobago, and so we want all hands on deck. It's not just the school's responsibility, it's not just adult responsibility, but we want to make sure that message is heard at home and also within the community spaces.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong.
welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. As the MV Cabo Star prepares for dry docking from July 12th to August 3rd, key stakeholders are collaborating to maintain smooth cargo transport between Trinidad and Tobago. The Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago has outlined interim measures to ensure uninterrupted service. During a strategic meeting yesterday, Minister Jerlene John in the Ministry of Works and Transportation and the THA Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine, discussed inter-island connectivity and the port development. Both leaders emphasized cooperation, dialogue, and stakeholder inclusion. The ministry affirmed its commitment to people-centric, sustainable infrastructure that supports Tobago's growth and ensures minimal disruption during this transition. Additionally, Parliament reconvenes on June 13th with a packed agenda that may include key appointments to the police service and the tabling of a potentially explosive Auditor General's report. Nominations for Acting Senior Superintendent Alistair Guerrero as Commissioner of Police and Assistant Commissioner Wayne Meister as Deputy Commissioner are listed, but debate remains unconfirmed. Also expected is the laying of the 2024 Auditor General's report, which Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar hinted could contain serious revelations. The session marks the 13th Parliament's first full sitting and will also feature 2 key legislative bills led by new ministers. And finally, young voices will take center stage today as 17 primary schools gather at the Assembly Legislature in Scarborough for the second secondary plenary debate. The initiative, created by Presiding Officer Abby Taylor, aims to familiarize children with governance and the operations of the legislature. Debate facilitator Ajay Allen said students will discuss the impact of autonomy and self-governance on Tobago's youth, exploring topics such as employment, legislation, and government powers. After weeks of training, students are prepared and eager, promising a dynamic, thought-provoking session starting at 10 a.m. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Now, this morning, I am in studio and we are chatting all things mango, everything mango. This morning, I am in studio and have the privilege of sitting and chatting yet again with Mrs. Roxanne Roberts. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, we are here again, and this morning, again, we are talking everything mango. I mean, it feels like that came back around so fast.
Yes.
Last time we chatted, I got my mango pepper. And I think I used that pepper on every single thing that I had, right? So tell us, we are back again and everything mango is happening again in Tobago.
Yes, we are back again. Good morning to Tobago. We are back again June 19th. And let me just say this. It's going down sweet and juicy. Mango meals, mango drinks, mango barbecue, mango snacks, anything mango and everything mango. I am everything mango and everything mango is me.
Right, and this is happening at the Shaw Park Food Hub, and this is going to be taking place. It's an all-day event.
Yes.
Right, this is from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah, PM.
So 5 p.m., sorry.
Yes.
And there will be lunch happening between 12 to 3. All right, so tell us about some of the dishes that we can expect.
Okay. Well, as you know, all our meals are mango incorporated. So we're going to be having mango barbecue as usual, the mango barbecue chicken, pork, and fish. This year, what we did curry Q as well. Because persons came and, they're looking for curry Q. I see you smiling, so I think you want a curry I believe you would like to have a curricue ticket.
Yeah.
Yes, so we are doing curricue as well. We are doing our 600 lunches and we are doing 100 walk-ins. So even though if it doesn't have a ticket, you could come in and we have 100 walk-in lunches.
Excellent. And even during the morning period, is there any breakfast that is mango centered?
No, we don't do breakfast, but between 10 to 12, there you could get all your snacks. So
Right.
it will be open to the sale of snacks. So you have bread, we having bread. You could buy your mango bread and any mango snack you could think about, or all the preservatives. So that time we're using to capitalize on sales for the snacks.
Right. Is there an educational component of this everything mango, helping persons to understand the different varieties of mango that we have here on the island of Tobago?
Yes, because during this time, even for us, we learn about so many different types of mangoes. What we try to do as well is have different types of mango trees selling. So we'll have mango plants. We're hoping to have some mango plants on sale so that, persons could know the different types of mango and even buy the different types of mangoes.
I'm of the opinion that there are different varieties of what we call the Julie mango, because I just feel like there are too many Julie mangoes for it to just be one type of Julie. And then you see that there are the small Julie trees,
Yes.
then you have the taller ones. There must be some variations with that particular type of mango. And that is my favorite type of mango as well,
really?
along with ice cream mango.
Well, for me, let me tell you, I will only eat Julie if no other mango is in season. Because you know what? Julie mango always comes in first. So when there is no other mango, give me the Julie mango. But when other mangoes come in, park the Julie aside. That's just for me.
Wow. But then you have games being played as well. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes, all right. This year, what we try to do, we try to get a kids' corner. So we'll be having a section for the kids. And we are going to have a ring toss game. So this year, we're going to be doing just one game and we're going to do a ring toss this year. So you will have all your wines, your pepper sauce, your jams. So these are the things we are going to be using for our ring toss.
Right. Is there anyone there that would be selling mango wine?
Mango wine, mango pepper sauce, mango jams. Just bring your money and come.
Right, yeah, because I'm looking forward to tasting
Yes,
that mango
yes,
wine.
we have mango
I also
wines.
love mango smoothies as well. So.
And as you say, mango smoothie, we will be having Soraya's smoothie. That Soraya's coming out of Boko. He's going to be one of the persons that is doing our smoothie this year. So we're going to be having our live smoothie station, as always.
Right.
Yeah.
And can persons buy the actual mango itself at the Everything Mango Festival?
Okay.
Or only the derivatives?
Nope. You ask for it, you got it.
Excellent. Excellent. Because I'm going to come and get me, because I see everyone posting their mangoes now online.
Yes.
Right, everybody's showing off with their mangoes. I need to have my bag of
So you
mangoes
ask
as
for it
well.
in Tobago update, so you're going to be getting your mangoes.
Yes, I need a bag of chili mangoes. Right? And talk to us about the entertainment. So we are going to have some entertainment to keep persons there at the venue, because it is starting from 10 to 5 a.m. Tell us a bit about
Absolutely.
5 p.m.
Absolutely. At Everything Mango, we are not only serving delicious mango delights, we are dishing out sweet island vibes too. Our entertainment lineup, it is vibrant as the Julie Mango on a sunny day.
Mm-hmm.
We have got Shaquille Brooms from Finance showing off his skills on the steel pan. Joining him will be Anil Hackett and Mary Douglas, our recent Tobago Search winner, Jalicia York, bringing the rhythm and energy on pan. We also have Mr. Len Phillips, not just on the keyboard, also blessing us with his smooth vocals, adding a touch of jazz and soul. We also have Anton Parks on the saxophone. And bringing it down to the end, we have the young dancers from the Tobago Moravian Church. So we have a whole load of entertainment. Yes, and they are all local. Yeah, they are all local within the church. So we have some coming in out of the Tobago Moravian Church. We have Mr. Anton Alexander from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So we are going to incorporate in everything, but you realize it's still Pan Island vibes.
Right. And today is the 12th of June, and this is happening on June 19th.
So we have 7 more days.
Is it still open for persons who are interested in becoming vendors?
Yes. Yes,
Tell
we
us a
still
bit
have
about
some more spots for vending. So if anybody is interested for vending, they could just call 318-3358. And there's we have it to register, so they could go on Facebook, and you could also register online.
Excellent. And, you know, is there anything in particular that you are looking for vendors for? Is it that you have a lot of persons now that have this particular thing, and you are looking for persons who can bring on board something a bit different now? What are you looking for?
Sometimes we try to say we are looking for persons to do something different. But what I always say, we don't want too much of anything, but whatever you have. Last year, we had persons doing jewelry. Sometimes we doesn't have soap, we doesn't have those kind of product out of mango. Somebody may be able to make a skincare product out of mango, soap, shampoo, body wash, but whatever you have, you
The mango body wash does smell really good.
So if you could come on, if you might know somebody that could make mango body wash, why not?
Excellent.
Right, so we're just trying that everybody give everybody a piece of the pie. So it doesn't make any sense that they have 10 persons who want to sell something with mango, and then, you know, so we could just split it up, we share it. So if anybody else could do anything out of mangoes, feel free, register and come.
Excellent.
Registration fee is only $300.
Excellent. And so remind the persons of the number to call if they are interested in vending.
Okay, 318-3358.
That's 318-3358. Well, guys, if you know of anyone who has the ability to do anything that tastes so good, looks so good, or feels so good with mango, you might want to join the Everything Mango Festival that's happening at the Shore Park Food Hub on June 19th. And that's happening from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You know, even if you are not interested in vending, you can still pass through there, like me, get your bag of mangoes, get your smoothie, and that curry cue. Sounds very good.
Just a minute. We are having the mango chow making competition again. So you could come and vie for the mango chow glory and also mango eating competition. So you could come eat your mangoes and win a prize.
Right. And you know, everybody feel like they could make a good chow.
Yes. So as long as,
if you're looking for any judges, you know, right here.
Yes, but anybody that think they could make the best chowana, that will be welcome.
Excellent, excellent. So is there anything that you want to remind the persons as it pertains to, you know, attending the Moravian Church's Everything Mango Festival?
Yes. Well, we are just asking persons to come out and give us your support yet for another year. Just bring your belly, bring your mango, bring your belly, bring your money, and come. The food hub is awaiting you.
Excellent, excellent. And so, Mrs. Baines, we want to thank you so much, as well as the Moravian Church, for all that you've been doing. And we wish you all the success with Everything Mango 2025. And again, this is happening on June the 19th at the Shore Park Food Hub from 10 a.m.
Yes, to 5 p.m. And we are counting down 7 more days to go. And our mantra is, I am Everything Mango, and Everything Mango is me.
All right, excellent. And you are supporting the Moravian Church by participating in this and, you know, helping them out with everything that they have going on as they raise funds moving forward. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back after this. See you soon.
Assemblers, I'm Kaylee Andrews, presiding officer for the 2nd annual primary plenary debate happening Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 10 a.m. inside the Assembly Chamber. Autonomy, autonomy, autonomy. 19 bold young voices are ready to shake the island as they tackle the big question. How does autonomy affect us, the youth? With courage, clarity, and conviction, we're stepping up and speaking out. Join us live in the chamber or tune in on YouTube and Facebook. We are bold, brilliant, and just getting started. Thursday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Listen, We little, but we talawa. Don't miss it.
This year, Bishop's High School Tobago celebrates its 100th anniversary. 100 years of shaping leaders, visionaries, and change makers. On Saturday, June 14th, 6 p.m. at Bishop's High School, the BHS Centennial Committee presents Men in Leadership, a live national forum with 4 distinguished Bishopians in a powerful dialogue discussing law, politics, religion, and national leadership. Moderated by award-winning journalist and Bishopian Ira Mathur. Join the conversation. Sign up for free at bishopstobago100.com or on Facebook. Watch it live, online. Don't miss it.
Hey assemblers, I'm Kaylee Andrews, presiding officer for the 2nd annual primary plenary debate happening Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 10 a.m. inside the Assembly Chamber. Autonomy, autonomy, autonomy. 19 bold young voices are ready to shake the island as they tackle the big question. How does autonomy affect us youth? With courage, clarity, and conviction, we're stepping up and speaking out. Join us live in the chamber or tune in on YouTube and Facebook. We are bold, brilliant, and just getting started. Thursday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Listen, we little, but we talawa. Don't miss it.
This Labor Day, June 19th, API Music and Timeless Vibes Promotions kicks off Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend 2025 with Plymouth Love, featuring Jazz at Dawn, 6:30 a.m. till noon, with Franz Job, Prince Unique, and much more. Then kicking it old school, 6 p.m. to midnight, featuring Oscar B, Andrea J. Donowa, Joe Archer, and a very special guest, K. Alan Maloney, all at Plymouth Tennis Court Car Park. This entire celebration is in support of K's medical expenses. Just $200 per event, or experience both events for only $300. Tickets are available at Barcode, Nandes Bar, and Island E-Tickets. Events supported by Frankie Tours, Bermuda's Biscuits, Tobago Updates, Street 91.9, Radio Toco, Stone Tower Studio, Eye for Design, and Click. Plymouth Love, one community, sunrise to sunset.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Lights, cameras, dance. Our 12th edition on Saturday the 12th of July, 5 p.m. The Shore Park Cultural Complex Auditorium. See our dancers, all ages, compete in waltz, jive, rumba, salsa, mambo, and much more. Our Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Who will take home the Mirrorball Trophy? Mrs. Takiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Miss Lynette Louis, vocalist entertainer. Mrs. Cassandra Thompson Forbes, journalist and Tobago correspondent. Mr. Javon Carrington, founder and head trainer of Dosfit Studios, and Mr. Julian Skeet, administrator and former TV host. After show, dance party with DJ Santa out of Trinidad. Early bird bird tickets, adults $200, children $75, and general tickets, adults $250 and children $100. Get your early bird tickets now from Dance Ensemble members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford at 24 gas station in Canaan, and the Shore Park Cultural Complex box office. For more information, you call 772-9049 and 340-5758. You can't miss this one.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. This morning, we continue our conversations by talking about all that's happening with the Chief Secretary's Charity Golf Tournament. This morning, I have the privilege of chatting virtually with Mr. Jeffrey Azar, who is the event coordinator. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Chanel. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. So we are talking all about the Chief Secretary's Charity Golf Tournament. Tell us, what year are we in of this tournament now?
We're in the 24th year.
Excellent. And what can we expect this year that we are now celebrating 24?
Well, every year we try to do better. I think now you can call it 5-star. That's the level that we have reached. Our prizes are roughly $100,000 to the players, which is 15 teams would participate in the prizes. And before that, we have our gala ballroom dinner, which is, I think, very, very elaborate. Everybody will talk about it.
Right, and this is all taking place from June the 13th to the 15th. So tell us about what's happening as the events unfold. What happens from the 13th straight up to the 15th?
The 13th is registration, where you come and collect your gift bags, your jerseys, towels, your bags, all the paraphernalia that goes with the sponsors. And then they have a practice rounds from 8 o'clock onwards, where the teams could come out and practice to get ready for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 8 o'clock, it's what you call a shotgun start. Everybody tees off at the same time. And then Sunday is the same thing. So the Chief Secretary's tournament is based on scores for those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday.
Right, and what date is the actual gala going to be taking?
The gala is Sunday evening at the Hilton, well, not Hilton anymore, Magdalena Ballroom,
Right,
at 6 o'clock.
Right, but this is happening from tomorrow, and the entrance fee is $4,000. Are persons still able to register to be a part of the tournament?
No, dear, we're fully booked. We are oversubscribed. Sorry to say, but due to the weather constraints, we did not take more teams to have another evening play. We didn't take the risk because of the weather is so bad. Right now, God willing, we are hoping to host the tournament without any hiccups with weather. We're now heading down to the course to see what she looks like.
Okay. And even with all the teams being a part of this tournament, how many teams do you have now competing? And are most of the teams flying in to be a part of this tournament / 24th year celebration?
We have 50 teams. We have from Barbados, New York, Canada, basically, and Florida.
Okay. And what do you think can be done to, help expand tournaments like these? Because as you said, you have teams coming in from all over the world. How can we expand this this tournament to ensure that Tobago is able to benefit from the tourism that comes out of it?
Well, it's sports tourism, Chanel, and the government has to push the golfing. But right now we only have one course. So we have to try and get Mount Irving back up and running. And that's what I am pushing right now this year, to see if the chief secretary can intervene, and whether it's purchased or lease or whatever, we get the Mount Irving course back up and running, because they have the facilities now through tech to do it. So I'm hoping that we can come to a conclusion and get that up, because they have their own hotel, they have their own golf course, but as you know, it's closed down due to lack of funds. So we need to get Mount Irving back up and running, because the two courses would make a significant impact on golf in Tobago.
Right. And do you think that Mount Irving golf course would have been better suited for the tournament, or would you have liked to utilize both courses in the tournament?
In the past, I used both. I call it two tournaments in one, because they get the two courses to play on. One day they play on Saturday, the next day they play on Sunday. One course each day. And it worked out fine in the past. Everybody was happy to come to it. But now, I'm being very straightforward. Mount Irving is a number one course, but people enjoy. It's very difficult, up and down, but it's enjoyable. And in the past, before our time, it was the 37th best golf course in the world. They used to hold the Johnny Walker Classic here from England every year. And Mount Irving was famous in those days, as they call them, the heydays. And I would like to get it back on stream. And so too does the chief sec. That I know for sure. It's just that meetings, something has to come to a conclusion soon.
Right. And even with the number of participants participating in this tournament and the networks that would be represented at this tournament, is it any way to utilize this tournament as a means of advocating for both the private and the public sector to partner in, contributing to reinstating that Mount Irving golf facility?
Well, that's the plan, Chanel. I'm hoping that the media helps us to put us on the map where we can talk about Mount Irving. That is basically my goal this year.
Right. So would
I
this
have to get
tournament
that up and running.
would it also be soliciting some of those participants to possibly come on board and partner in funding that initiative?
Yes, we have a lot of businessmen that are private sector that's in this tournament would love to come in. Our plan was to put golf consists of 18 holes, and we were looking for 18 businessmen where each one will manage one hole. And what exact to use? The exact words would be to put their money forward for that hole in particular. So each hole will have their brand on it, their name, and they will take care of the maintenance of that hole. So the 18 businessmen is not difficult, and they're all private.
Understood.
The major thing is that the how should I say it? The chief sec and E-Tech, THA, just manage the upkeep of the fairways and the greens.
Understood.
Everything else will be done by the private sector.
All right. Well, we hope that you are successful with getting persons to buy into that particular initiative. When you look at the span of teams that are going to be participating in the tournament, do you have younger teams versus older teams? Or what is the mix like? Do you have both female and males, or is it a male-dominated tournament?
Oh, no, we have both. It's all mixed. We have juniors playing with seniors. We have the ladies playing with men, and we have a ladies team, two ladies teams. So it's being mixed. In the past, we had a juniors makeup. The weather just made it worse, and we did not push it.
Excellent.
As I said, Chanel, this would have been, we could have bring this course and tournament up to 80 to 90 teams. But the weather permitting, we couldn't do it.
All right. And so is it that next time around you are looking to expand beyond just the 2 days and have it for a longer time?
Oh, yes, for sure, yeah. We used to have it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We used to have a professional division where we paid $20,000 to the first prize winner. We also had the juniors, as I said before. We used to have the junior competition. So yes, we don't mind stretching it to a full extent, but in order to get that, the support has to be there.
Understood. And
And the
when you say
Honorable
support,
Chief
you mean the
Justice,
financial support to ensure that the tournament
yes.
is successful.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's quite expensive to rent a golf course there. It's not cheap. That's why it's the $4,000 per team, which is $2,000 a player. It costs a lot of money for food and the prizes and the golf course itself. It's not easy.
Right. And the prize
But
giving
thank
ceremony,
God
that
for
is
all the
happening
banks.
on Sunday, right? To confirm.
Yes.
Right. Tell us a bit about
And
the
I hope the
prizes.
media would be there. The prizes is first place is 2 travel vouchers for $1,000 each, plus their trophies and some hampers. And the second and third place is Caribbean Airlines for 2 each player that wins. And that is anywhere Caribbean Airline travels, which I think is a value up to $6,000 per player. And then the fourth place is 2 58-inch TVs. And then after that, we range with golf bags. I don't know if you're seeing them. We
Right.
have golf bags and golf trolleys, all golf prizes from 5th right up to 15th. And we also have the GPS watches. That is also a prize. So they're quite excessive, but we are known for it. We are known for giving good prizes.
So, well, from what I'm hearing here, I myself would have liked to participated and win one of those prizes. But you already oversubscribed this year. For persons interested in participating next year, obviously they would have to register early. But we are looking at celebrating 25 next year, and I'm thinking you're looking at doing it bigger and better. Are you inviting sponsors to come on board for that particular tournament?
Inviting more sponsors. As I was going to mention just now, Chanel, we have the banks on board, we have the THA. So we have quite a few sponsors now, but I am not a big beggar. I don't overdo it. I am not like other tournaments that ask for serious money. I don't do that. We don't want to hurt anybody's pocket, so we ask for minimal. But as you said, yes, next year we'll be looking to stretch our wings to get more sponsors. because every year it's getting worse. It's getting more expensive to play golf. It's not cheap, and we have accessed a little audit here for each player that comes here. It costs them close to $10,000 to $12,000 spent in Tobago, from hotel rooms and food and rental cars and what have you. But it's quite costly now to come to a golf tournament. It's not cheap, but it's what the sport entails.
Right. And how
It's
is the
not.
international marketing for tournaments like this one? Because you have teams from Canada, teams from the US, teams from Barbados coming in to be a part of this tournament. What type of marketing is done, and how can, persons be a part of, spreading the word about this tournament?
Yeah, well, the players that come from abroad, they spread their wings and talk to other players in their clubs. And we don't get on a big scale, but I know we do get, because I put out the posters when I go to Barbados and all these things. But yes, you're right. We are going to push that on social media coming forward 25th,
Right.
for sure.
And
The
who are
only
the
thing is,
defend?
Chanel, I'd like to entertain one aspect. We're not allowed to give more than the 1,000 US first prize to each player, because that makes them a professional and they will lose their handicaps. So as an amateur tournament, we are not allowed to cross that $7,000 mark. Else it would have been way more money already, but it's not allowed.
Understood. And who are the defending champions from 2024?
Hold on a sec.
Hi there, Chanel. This is Harun Joseph. I'm coordinating the event. The defending champion is Dwayne Ramlal and Kevish Ramnath.
Right, and they will be participating in the
You got
tournament
that?
again this year to
Yes.
defend their titles.
Yes, they are. And we team them up with the top team from Tobago, who is also defending their title in the Scarborough Cup that was concluded in February.
Excellent, excellent. Happy to hear that. Are there any celebrities that will be participating in this tournament?
Yes, I have the Chief Justice, Mr. Iva Archie. He will be participating. And the former Attorney General, Mr. Anthony Smart.
Excellent. Well, we know our former Prime Minister to be a big golfer. Is he going to be a part of this particular tournament?
Well, we sent the invitation there, but I got no return. I didn't get an RSVP, so I'm not sure. But right now he's not carded to play. I don't even know if he's in Tobago. But we sent out the invitation, and I'm not even aware if he got it or not, because the chief secretary has been so busy these days that I am not even hearing from him. So I'm hoping to see him to the opening and the gala dinner. But yes, there are challenges in sports tourism, and one, as I mentioned, I'm happy to get the media on board to push the tournaments, especially this one, because we are quite well known, and everybody. I mean, I wouldn't say selective, but they look forward to this tournament every year.
Excellent. And are there any new features that are added to this particular tournament for 2025?
New features like. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Chanel, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Chanel, again. With regards to the format of the event, this is not your regular charity event where they're mostly played over one day. This is a competition is different. This is 2 days of competition. So while it is a charity event, it's also a very, very intense format. So you have to bring your best golf over 2 days.
Excellent, excellent. And we want to thank you guys so much. And we are wishing you all the best with this 2025 Chief Secretary Charity Golf Tournament. Is there anything that you would like to say before we wrap up our conversation this morning?
I would like you to say a little prayer for us, to Almighty God to get this weather and the sun to come out in full.
Excellent.
And we will be happy.
Definitely. Well, you have my prayer and the rest of Tobago backing you for the success of
God
this
bless.
tournament, because it's not just about the golf tournament, but it's about our visitors having a great time here on the island. So we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
Thank you.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say, thanks a favor to wake up and people strong and the vibes is we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Lights, cameras, dance. Our 12th edition on Saturday the 12th of July, 5 p.m. The Chopin Cultural Complex Auditorium. See our dancers, all ages,
Why can't
compete
we
in
get the
waltz,
cat out?
jive, rumba, salsa, mambo, and much more. Our Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Who will take home the Mirror Ball Trophy?
Okay.
Mrs. Tatiana Ned Augustine, the wife of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Miss Lynette Louis, vocalist entertainer. Mrs. Cassandra Thompson Forbes, journalist and Tobago correspondent. Mr. Javon Carrington, founder and head trainer of Dosfit Studios. And Mr. Julian Skeet, administrator and former TV host. After show, dance party with DJ Santa out of Trinidad. Early bird tickets, adults $200, children $75, and general tickets, adults $250 and children $100. Get your early bird tickets now from Dance Ensemble members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford at 24 gas station in Canaan, and the Chopin Cultural Complex box office. For more information, you call 772-9049 and 340-5758. You can't miss this one.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hair goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I'm your host, Chanel Felix. This morning we had a number of interesting conversations. We started off chatting with Mrs. Baines from the Anglican Church, and they are having that Everything Mango Festival that's happening on the 19th of June, and that's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Shore Park Food Hub, where you can interest yourself in all things mango. We're talking wine, pepper, smoothies, curry cube, barbecue, you name it. As long as mango could go in it, then it's going to be at Everything Mango. And then we chatted a bit with Mr. Jeffrey Azar as it pertains to that 2025 24th annual celebration of the Chief Secretary's Charity Golf Tournament. And that kicks off tomorrow. That is from the 13th to the 15th of June. And unfortunately, that has already been sold out. It's oversubscribed, as he said, so there's no way that you can sign up to be a part, but you can definitely be in the audience, and you can go down there to that golf club at Magdalena, right at the fairways, and be a part of viewing that interesting tournament that's happening from 8 a.m. tomorrow. That's June the 3rd. And today, there's a lot happening today as well. Today we have the primary school plenary debate that's happening at the Assembly Legislature, where we have 17 primary schools are going to be a part of that debate this morning, and they are talking all about Tobago self-governance, raising topics like employment, legislation, and government powers. And we look forward to seeing the little ones come out and shine and represent Tobago as we know they can. Again, that's the youth voices represented in the primary session. This was an initiative by the presiding officer, Miss Abby Taylor, and we look forward to being a part of that at 10 a.m. this morning, and it will be live broadcasted here on Tobago Update, so you can stay tuned to watch and represent as well as support the youth, and that's happening at 10 a.m. So again, it's live here. You can watch it right here on Tobago Updates and share the youths on. And if you are interested in having your children or your child participate in one of the upcoming debates or events that the Assembly Legislature is having, you can follow them on Facebook, or you can reach out to them by calling their numbers that you can get from their Facebook page to show your interest in all their upcoming events. And again, we want to say kudos to the presiding officer, Abby Taylor, for these initiatives that we've been seeing happening at the Assembly Legislature. A lot happening there, a lot of buzzing happening at the Assembly Legislature, a lot of education as well. And guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of the discussion this morning. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and it's always my pleasure to sit here and chat with you, and I guess I'm going to see you on Monday, all right? Have a great day.
Wake up and hear me neighbor, 60,000 people strong.